Coaching back home now, how can that home atmosphere help provide a little extra jump today?
You always feel good. We've been a good home team. Get a little action around the other team's net, and the crowd gives you that instant feedback, and you start feeling good about where your game's at. We're not really much of a hard match team, never have been, but the energy from the home crowd is really important at this time of year.
Coach, in these situations, externally you always hear the word pressure, but internally all the guys ever talk about is excitement in these situations. Just how do you like to see the guys kind of channel that pressure into excitement in these types of moments in series?
Yeah, there's just the composure of the situation, whether you're up 2 or down 2 in a game, let alone a series. The game still has to be played and has to be played intelligently and at a high level. So as pressure mounts, whether the team's trying to close out or a team's trying to claws back, you just want to make sure that you're not trying to hit a home run on every time you touch the puck.
Hi, Paul. Casey Hentz from WPLG. Obviously, the Marchand line has been such a big boost for you guys. What surprised you or maybe even just impressed you just about the way they've connected so fast here?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fun to watch. They've been good from the minute they got together. And what we had hoped is that, especially with Brad's style, that we get these 2 younger players kind of, especially Anton, thinking about the game a different way than just the solid kind of defensive shutdown game. Anton's scored 18, I believe, as a rookie, so we think it's there. But Brad has also played, most of his career with Bergeron, so they would have played against the other team's best. So he's not cheating the game. He's learned to play the game the right way. So it's the perfect complement for those 2 young men that have killed penalties before with us. They have a defensive background. But we're always kind of wondering, how much offense do they have? Is there more there? And this guy's the perfect complement. So Brad's not a point producer from cheating the game, from, hey, we can make 10 more plays. He's got a really healthy respect of the game, and these 2 guys have just flourished with that.
Oh, I guess I'm next.
Nice shirt, George.
I went, toned it down a little.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, I like your sleeves. Any lineup changes today? You saw some different guys.
Some guys with health here. We'll make those at game time.
You've got some veteran guys that haven't been able to, we haven't seen in a while, Nosek, those kind of guys. Is it important to get some of them into games, or you don't think about that this time of year?
Yeah, this isn't registration hockey where everybody gets their 12 minutes. The parents don't get a stopwatch at the game tonight, no.
You've been through a lot in the last few years in the playoffs. You've been in basically every situation. What have you learned about the resiliency of your group and their ability to just kind of take it one game at a time, regardless of where you're at?
That we just have. We've been through it so that you have a shared experience and you can kind of draw on it and be specific with it. We're down 2-1 in the conference final. So we've been around that idea before. But it's not even the series isn't. It's not the situation in the series that is really important to understand. It's actually the situation in the game, the way the game can change, whether you're behind it. I mean, Tampa took a lead on us in 11 seconds early, and if they win that game, that series is tied. We would have gone into their building and won, and they would have come into our building and won, potentially too, and then that game changed in 11 seconds at the end of the game, and we walked out with the win. So understanding that change in momentum is always there for you, but it's also there for the other team. Trying to capture it is critical, but you just don't want to be trying to hit a home run every time you get to the plate.
Paul, just curious your thoughts on the Barkov line through the first 2 games of the series?
I think it's been even. Like I think you've got 2 really, really good offensive lines. They've played mostly against Matthews. They've got the Tanev goal on the one side and then the Marner goal on the other side. But for me, that's not a structure thing. It's been even. So I've been fine with them.
Paul, they put 9 past Bobrovsky. Obviously, what have you learned about his ability to bounce back? We think back to the Cup Final last year. What about his makeup that allows him to flush those moments?
He's just trained for it his whole life, right? He's not an emotional player. He's not. I don't think he can play as long as he did. If you ride that roller coaster up and down, he's even keeled. He's got a routine that he has faith in. and he'll just stick with it because he's had games, and in the playoffs last year, it was almost pretty consistent. He'd have a game he didn't like. I thought his game 2 was very, very good. He made all the saves, didn't see the one, it's a knuckler, like, there's no pre-scout for that, so it just goes in. So I really liked his game, and that's the trend for him. He's found a way to come back and be really solid. He just has a foundation, and he doesn't come off his foundation. So the end result, whether he had a shutout in the first series and was the dominant player on the ice in my mind in that game because they were pushing real hard, or he doesn't, he can move on, leaves it.
Paul, what are you seeing from that Tkachuk-Bennett combination? Is there anything in particular they can do to elevate to get the offense flowing?
I'm really not particularly concerned about our offense. Sam Bennett going into the series was our leading goal scorer. We went out on the road, scored 4 and scored 3. We would expect to win both those games on those numbers based on the way that we play the game. Offense is not where our focus needs to be.
Any further questions?
You made the switch later in the game to put Mackey on that second line again. I mean, what did you kind of see from that line when it was together? Is that something you're looking at putting together today?
No, I was just wanted to make sure that Evan Rodriguez was okay. Make sure he was 100%.
Rodriguez was back.
I'm not giving you the lineup, George. Sorry, brother. Call me later.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, guys. All right.